Hello, my favorite algebra kids. We are talking today about lesson 74, Saxon 3rd edition, algebra 1. We are talking, like I said, about scientific notation. Maybe I didn't say that, I don't even remember. Lesson 74, scientific notation. Scientific notation is a great way to write numbers that are really large and numbers that are really small. Things like the weight of the earth. That would be huge in terms of like kilograms, right? I think it's like 23 zeros or something. That would be a good one for scientific notation because it's huge. Another one would be the weight of an ant in terms of pounds. That's going to be like 0.000000001 pound, right? So that would be a good way to write that in scientific notation. Scientific notation looks like this. It has, similar to this, I should say, not exactly. Scientific notation has, the number has to be greater than 1, less than 10. So we need it to come somewhere between 1 and 10. This is how we write between 1 and 10 in math. It can equal 1. No, it cannot. It can equal 1, yes, but it cannot equal 10. So it has to be less than 10. But it has to at least equal 1. So taking a look at this, the way we do this is so basically we're looking for a number that has just one digit before the decimal. We're going to take this number, example 1, and we're going to move this until we get that. We go 1, 2, 3, 4 bunny hops, and suddenly I have 3.16 times. And that was again 1, 2, 3, 4 bunny hops times 10 to the, now I made this number larger than this, right? This was a smaller one. I made this larger, so I have to make this smaller, which means it's going to be -4. Let's look at example number 2 here. So this is almost in scientific notation, sort of. They're trying to trick you. But again, remember, we have to have that number be greater than 1, less than 10. So I'm going to move this over 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So 3.16. Now I have made this number larger, so I have to make this smaller. And we make things smaller by subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 4. So I have 10 to the negative 11 power, because -7 minus 4 is really -7 plus -4, right? Okay, so let's look at example number 3 here. We have, again, we need to move it over 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So we get 3.1, I'm learning to write, 3.16 here, times 10 to the, now I made this number larger, so I have to make this smaller, -4. See how I made it larger from, this is larger than that. So that's going to be 10 to the 3rd. Example number 4 here. So this is in standard form where you don't have any of the scientific notation there. If again, part of our invisible math is if you don't see an exponent, it's at the end. So keep that in mind. So I have an exponent here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spots over, which gives me 4.78 times 10 to the 4th, because I made this number smaller. It was 47,000. Now it's 4.78. So I made this smaller, which means I have to make this larger. So I'm going to use a positive number. Now for here, I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spots over. So I get 4.78 times 10 to the, and I made this number smaller. So I have to make this larger, which means I'm going to add 4. So that gives me -3. Now this one, again, at the end, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4.78 times 10 to the, and I went from small, I made this number smaller, so I have to make this larger by 4. So this is going to be 10 to the 11th would be our answer right there. All right, guys, these are the practice problems. Give those a shot. Pause the video, give those a shot. Come on back, make sure you did it right. Okay, so we're going to move this over 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So we get equals 4.99 times 10 to the, and I made this number smaller, so I have to make this larger, so 10 to the 4th. Now we go 1, 2, 3, 4 spots over, and so we get 4.99 times 10 to the, and I made this number smaller, so I have to make this larger, so I'm going to add 4, so that gives me -7. Then down here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, so I get 4.99. I made this number larger, so I have to make this smaller by 4. So -4, I get 10 to the -1. All right, guys, that's it for scientific notation. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, good work, and I'll see you in class.